Thomas Frank is doing some sort of dealings with the devil, because that Tottenham side tonight is probably the best I've seen in a long time, especially under Thomas Frank, because we have just beaten Borussia Dortmund at home 2-0 in the Champions League. If you're new to the channel, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe so you never miss a video. My brain, ladies and gents, cannot compute what I have just witnessed. I have forgotten what it feels like to be entertained when watching Tottenham under Thomas the Tank Engine, because tonight it was a totally different breath of fresh air. It was a madness. My brain, like I say, still can't compute what's happened. The lineup came out, and again, my brain was frazzled because I don't really understand how we were set up. But it looked like as the game kind of started, we had a back five when we were out of possession, and which meant that Destiny Odebert was playing left centre back with Spence playing on the left wing back. And then when we went into attack, that kind of shifted, and we saw Spence and Porro further up. And to be honest with you, it worked. There was so much space for Spence, so much time and space for Odebert on the other side. Xavi in the middle was absolutely sublime. It was just totally different. Like I said, I don't know what Thomas Frank has fed them. I don't know what Thomas Frank is on, but my word, it was a totally different style that we've seen in a very, very long time, actually ever, to be honest with you. Game started well. We're looking great. Obviously, the first goal came from that man again, Christian Romero. I do believe that's his first Champions League goal for Tottenham Hotspur as well, and his first in about 5 years, which is mental too. Again, it's still concerning. It's our centre back, ladies and gentlemen, is getting on the score sheet, but it was a well worked goal. Credit to Wilson Odebert as well. It was a good passage of play down that side. He cuts the ball in, and to be honest with you, it's not an easy finish to get that ball in the back of the net for Romero. It's behind him, but it looked like a striker's finish, like I say, because he spent so much time in the box scoring goals at the minute. He basically has picked up striker traits. But it was a well worked goal, and then obviously as the game goes on, we see that a red card is given to Dortmund. We saw something like this similar when we played Copenhagen at home and we got Johnson sent off. So to be honest with you, Karma does in roundabouts. He gets sent off, obviously, after a high tackle on Jed Spence. So they were down to 10, which meant there was a lot more space for us to kind of exploit. And we basically did all game. In total, we had a shot ratio of 15 shots, ladies and gents. That is unheard of. Normally you don't get that close to the goal in the game. And like I say, there was a lot of controversy in the week, me included, that the fact that Tell had got taken out of the UCL kind of spots and he wasn't going to feature in the game. And Thomas Frank made a bold decision, even though he contradicted himself in the press conference yesterday, to play Solanke. Bearing in mind, Solanke's probably played a maximum of 20 minutes. This is his first time back, but he gets on the score sheet. Like I say, I don't know what Frank is feeding him. I don't think he really knew too much about the goal he scored either, though, because it kind of came off his foot not once, not twice, but it kind of ricocheted into the back of the net. But the thing I will point out was the movement he kind of made to make that goal happen, which is something we've kind of missed. We don't really have that focal point up top. So to have Solanke back is brilliant. For him to get his goal as well, it was funny to see his goal celebration as well, because he was just laughing at himself in front of all the fans. And a note on the fans as well. It was, although I think there was a record of how many seats weren't filled. I think it was only 52,000 in the ground tonight, which again kind of elevates how annoyed we are at the moment of everything going on at Tottenham. But you could still hear us shouting on and cheering on the players, which was great to hear. So yeah, that was great. And then obviously second half, things slowed down slightly. We still had a lot of chances, and I would say a massive shout out to Xavi Simons. It's probably the best we've ever seen him in a Tottenham shirt. I want to see more of it, because he was loving it out there. You could see him smiling and joking, riling the fans up to get behind him. He was just exquisite. The balls that he was passing through, the kind of cheeky turns he was doing, the flair, we have missed that so much. It felt like he was allowed to express himself tonight, and it was thoroughly enjoyable to watch. Obviously, half time came. And we want to make another massive shout out to Byfield, that came in and made his debut at only 17 years old, born in 2008, which makes me feel really, really old. But it was lovely to see him. It was then bizarre that Thomas Frank decided to play Pedro Porro in centre mid. He could have got on the score sheet as well tonight. After Xavi Simons, obviously, we got the ball, laid it through to him. He had so much time, so much space to decide what he wanted to do with it. I don't know what Romero was thinking, because he must be fuming at him, because he basically pegged it down the whole of the pitch to kind of receive that ball at the back post. Never came to him. But that was quite funny. But yeah, it was bizarre to see Pedro Porro. I think he does deserve a rest, and especially if we've got players like Spence and Odebert and Byfield, and a shout out to Dancer as well, who goes kind of under the radar. He's so underrated. He is so good, Dancer. He doesn't do anything wrong. He's so calm and collective. But I've kind of gone off topic. But yeah, I think we need to give Pedro Porro a little bit of a break, bless him. The only concerning thing in this game is obviously that Bergvall went off injured. He looked devastated. He kind of held his face in his hands as well. He was limping a fair bit after that. I feel like we should have pulled him a little bit earlier. So again, that's another headache for us to kind of cope with. So yeah, 2-0 Champions League, looking pretty. Same can't be said for the Premier League, which is my big major issue at the moment. We may go 17th and win the Champions League. Delusional Hollie is back in the room, but we've done it once before. We might do it in the Champions League, but no, on a serious note, the next kind of question is what happens with Thomas Frank now? Personally, I still don't think I've seen enough for him to keep his job. Tonight was wonderful. I enjoyed it so much, but being Spurs, we'll probably go and play Burnley at the weekend and get smacked about. So yeah, I think that ship has kind of sailed with Frank. Whether we've got the guts to get rid of him, I don't know. And then next question is, who do you get back through the door? That question, I also don't know. It's just still a cluster at the moment, but it's a nice kind of break period to be actually happy for once to see how my team has performed. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, comment, all that good stuff. And until next time, come on, you Spurs.